Hey, guess what, Isaac?
What is it?
I've got some exciting news.
Did you win a big lottery prize or something?
What? I've never even bought a lottery ticket. No, it's even better news than that.
So, what happened?
Aurora's getting married.
Oh, that's it?
That's it? Aren't you happy about it?
I would have preferred winning the lottery.
Come on, that's not true. Your only daughter is going to be with the person she loves. There's nothing more wonderful than that.
No. If it were the lottery, we could get a new car, travel the world, and never have to work again. Just imagining it makes me happy.
What kind of nonsense are you talking about?
Is she really getting married? Isn't it a bit early?
We got married pretty fast too, didn't we? If your beloved proposes, how can you turn them down?
What's the guy like?
He's her senior at work. They've been dating for 4 years now. I'm glad they finally decided to get married.
Still, what kind of guy would be into her? What's so great about our daughter anyway? She's not exactly what you'd call a beauty, you know?
Hey! How can you say that about our daughter?
It's the truth, though. Who does she take after with that face anyway? No one in the family looks like that.
Don't say such mean things about your own daughter. Aurora's a lovely girl, you know. And she's got a charming personality and is really sweet. She's got lots of friends and everyone loves her.
She's popular with that face? You've got to be kidding.
That's not it. It's not about her looks. Her charm lies in her personality. She's a natural mood maker who brightens up everyone around her. Every year, more than 10 friends gather at our house to celebrate her birthday, remember?
Really? I don't remember that.
Well, you've never actually joined any of her birthday parties, have you? Aurora is always the go-to person among her friends. At the school festival, they even trusted her to be the committee leader, and she took charge of planning and leading the event. Thanks to her, everyone in the class worked together and made it a success.
Well, that's pretty impressive.
She can quickly get along with anyone, understand their feelings, and be there for them. At work, she's loved by both her seniors and juniors, and she's always the one to liven up company parties.
Liven up company parties, huh? Well, I'll admit she's got social skills.
So, stop focusing on her looks and appreciate her inner qualities more.
Anyway, it's good she's getting married while she's still young. It'd be a shame if she ended up as an old maid.
The wedding is in 3 months. We need to book the outfits.
The date's already set?
They're still deciding on the date and the venue.
They really don't have to go through with a wedding, you know?
Huh? Of course they do.
Weddings are expensive, you know? And apparently, more young people are choosing not to have one these days. No need to force it, right?
Well, there are couples who just register their marriage.
Weddings cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. Young couples need to save money for things like starting a new life or buying a house first. Isn't it ridiculous to spend a fortune on a wedding? Besides, nowadays you can easily announce your marriage to friends and acquaintances on social media. There's no need to invite a huge crowd just to show off.
I suppose that's one way of looking at it. But Aurora wants to have a wedding.
Why?
Why? Because it's a girl's dream, isn't it?
A dream?
Yes, most girls grow up dreaming of weddings and wedding dresses. A wedding isn't just a ceremony, it's a once-in-a-lifetime special day. From a young age, girls are captivated by images of princesses in white dresses in fairy tales and movies, so it's only natural to dream about it. Even when I was a kid, I always dreamed of wearing a dress at my wedding.
Is it really that special?
Yes, it is. And a wedding is the day you get to be the star, right? There's no other day in your life where you're the center of attention and so celebrated. On that special day, wearing your own wedding dress and making a vow of eternal love with the person you cherish, that's what makes it so romantic for girls.
But wedding dresses are expensive, aren't they?
Even so, many girls save up just to be able to wear one. A wedding dress isn't just any outfit, it has a special meaning. Wearing a dress makes the day even more special, and it becomes a memory you'll cherish for a lifetime.
If you say so, I guess it's okay for her to wear a dress. But I hope she doesn't pick anything too flashy.
Why not?
With that face, it won't suit her anyway, and it'll be embarrassing.
There's nothing embarrassing about it. Just let her wear the dress she wants.
Well, yeah, I guess. But since they're getting married, we have to meet the guy's family too, right?
Yes, of course.
Damn, what a hassle.
A hassle? You really don't care enough about your daughter.
It's just that I don't know how to deal with her boyfriend. I've got nothing to talk about with his parents either.
If you don't have anything to say, just be a good listener.
He's not a weird guy, is he? You've met him, right?
Yeah, the three of us had dinner together once. He was a really nice guy.
What makes you say that?
First of all, he made a great impression right from the start and was really polite. Even when we entered the restaurant, he was courteous to the staff and showed a lot of attention to detail. Not only that, but during the meal, he was very considerate towards us the entire time. When choosing the menu, he made sure to ask about my preferences. And he had plenty of interesting things to talk about, making the conversation really enjoyable.
I see.
Aurora mentioned that he's highly trusted at work too. She said his leadership skills are recognized, and even though he's young, his boss sees him as very responsible. Plus, you could tell he really cares about Aurora. Aurora looked so happy and relaxed when she was with him. I think we can trust him to take good care of our daughter.
Well, if you put it that way, I guess I can trust him too.
Exactly. Once you meet him, I'm sure you'll like him as well.
We got the wedding invitation from Aurora. Wait, didn't they get the venue wrong?
What? That can't be right. It's a wedding invitation. There's no way there would be a printing error, and if there was, they'd correct it right away.
I see. They didn't have to choose such a fancy hotel though. It's going to cost a lot, right?
It's a once-in-a-lifetime event, so why not? It's okay to splurge once in a while.
Can Aurora and her fiancé afford it? They're not going to ask us to cover the cost, right? If they do ask, you better say no.
Aurora and her fiancé would never ask us for that.
So they've got money then?
Apparently they've both saved up a lot, especially for their age. I'm impressed. Most people at their age are still in the phase where they just want to have fun, not thinking about saving. But both Aurora and her fiancé have been steadily saving, little by little. They've been setting goals and saving for their wedding and a new life together. Aurora even mentioned that they're preparing so they can build a house together.
They're planning to build a house?
Yes, and it's not just about saving. They've also been really careful about living frugally. They're thoughtful about how they spend money, only buying what's necessary and avoiding luxury. There's no way they'd ask us to pay for anything. Aurora and her fiancé are confident they can handle everything on their own, so there's no need to worry.
Really?
Unlike you, Aurora isn't a big spender.
Hey, how am I a big spender?
Yeah, you are. Every time a new camera or tablet comes out, you're always quick to buy it. Just last year, you bought an expensive camera, and then as soon as a new model came out, you replaced it. The old one was still perfectly usable, but you wanted a new one before you even used the old one much.
No, the new one had much better features. With the new camera, the pictures come out nicer and it's easier to use.
But you barely go out to take photos. In the end, it just sits in the drawer collecting dust. And it's not just the camera. You bought a new tablet too, right?
The tablet is for work, so it's not a waste of money.
Are you really using it for work? All I ever see you doing is playing games on it. And didn't you also buy a smart speaker? At first you said it was convenient, but now you barely use it.
No, I use it to listen to music.
Spending that much money just to listen to music is definitely a waste. And don't forget the figurines and models you collect. You spend a lot on those too.
That's my hobby, so it's different.
Different or not, you buy new ones almost every month. There's no space left, but you keep getting more.
Come on, I haven't been wasting money that much lately, have I? I've actually been saving, you know?
Yes, you do seem to be cutting back recently. But compared to how much you've wasted over the years, the cost of Aurora's wedding is probably nothing.
I haven't wasted that much.
Oh, you have. And besides, you're not even working a steady job, are you? Your spending is higher than your income.
You don't need to bring that up now. I don't have a steady job because I was laid off. It wasn't my fault.
You say it wasn't your fault, but isn't the reason for the layoff partly your responsibility?
My responsibility? That's not true. The company was going through hard times and they needed to cut staff.
Sure, but you were one of the first to be let go. Your boss warned you multiple times, didn't he?
Warnings? I was just trying to do what I wanted to do. I wanted to take on a new project.
But that project didn't end up delivering any results, did it? And even though your boss told you to prioritize teamwork and focus on your duties, you ignored him and kept doing whatever you wanted.
He just didn't understand my talent. My approach wasn't wrong.
Maybe, but in the end, the company didn't see it that way. And it seemed like you didn't get along with your co-workers either.
Of course not. They kept criticizing what I believed was the right thing to do, so there was no way we would get along.
But don't you think your lack of teamwork was part of the reason for the layoff?
Teamwork had nothing to do with it. The company just didn't recognize my value. And anyway, stop bringing up the past. I'm the one who was hurt the most by the layoff.
That might be true, but after you were laid off, you didn't seriously look for a new job, did you? If you'd properly job hunted back then, maybe you'd be earning a steady income by now.
I was too shocked to even think about job hunting. I devoted so many years to that company, only to be tossed aside. Besides, you're the one bringing in the income, so I don't need to push myself, right?
If I'm the breadwinner, then I'd like you to at least help with the housework. You're not doing anything.
Not doing anything? That's not true.
All you do is lie on the couch watching TV. When you wake up in the morning, the first thing you grab is the remote, and all I see is you watching the news or sports.
Well, I just want to watch the morning news.
That's fine, but after that, you still don't do any housework. While I'm getting ready to head to work, you're just lying around on your phone, not even trying to help. I'm the one folding the laundry and cleaning when I get home. And you're napping on the couch the whole time.
That's just me taking a little break.
It's nothing but breaks with you. I'm doing everything around the house by myself because you're not doing anything. I'm the one preparing meals, cleaning up, vacuuming, and doing laundry, and despite spending most of the day at home, you do nothing. It honestly frustrates me when you say you're tired and just go back to lounging around.
You don't have to say it like that. I'm working too, even if it's just a part-time job.
You're working 2 or 3 days a week, and for short hours at that.
That's enough, isn't it? At our age, we'll be retiring soon anyway. The kids are independent, so there's no need to work so hard anymore.
Retirement can last longer than you think. We should save as much as we can while we're still able to work. It costs a lot to enter a retirement home, you know?
When the time comes, we'll just have to rely on our daughter and her husband. They'll take care of us.
Hey, don't just rely on others.
It's the kids' responsibility to take care of their elderly parents, right? We've been taking care of my mom too, haven't we?
Your mother isn't careful with her spending. Now that your father has passed, her only income is her pension. So I wish she'd live a bit more frugally. I'm glad Aurora didn't inherit that part of you too.
If she took after my side of the family, she wouldn't have that face. If she took after my side, she might have been a spender, but wouldn't it be better to be a spender than to have a face like that?
Hey, stop bad-mouthing our daughter's appearance. You've been mocking her looks ever since she was little. You need to knock it off. Your careless words have hurt Aurora ever since she was a child.
She wasn't hurt. Whenever I teased her about her face, she'd just laugh it off.
She was only holding back the tears, trying not to cry. She never cries in front of others. When she needed to cry, she'd go back to her room and cry in secret.
What a fragile girl. With a face like that, I'm sure she had plenty of chances to be teased. Crying over something like that? Give me a break.
Anyone would feel hurt and want to cry if their appearance was mocked.
But anyone who sees that face knows it's bad. Even my mom says it all the time. She says our granddaughter is smart, but her face isn't great. She calls it a miracle that she's getting married.
Even your mother says such awful things?
She said she was shocked when Aurora was born. She thought an alien had been born.
I told you to stop saying things like that. And if Aurora has kids in the future, don't mock them the same way, okay? If you say something hurtful and wound our grandchild, I won't forgive you.
Well, that depends on the grandchild's face, doesn't it? Fingers crossed the grandkid doesn't inherit her traits.
Hey, answer the phone. Today's Aurora's wedding day.
Oh, sorry. I had my phone off and didn't notice the calls.
Where are you right now? The ceremony is about to start.
I'm at the airport with Mom.
What? Why the airport?
We're heading to Paris.
Paris? What are you talking about?
Mom won a travel voucher in a lottery. So we decided to take a mother-son trip.
Why are you going on a trip right now? Today is Aurora's wedding. What are you thinking?
It's not like you guys need me there.
Of course we need you. You're the father of the bride.
I've been against this wedding from the start. It's just a waste of money, and I don't want to see an ugly bride in a wedding dress anyway.
Wait, are you serious right now?
Yeah, I'm serious. I'm not going to the wedding of my ugly daughter. I'm off on a trip with Mom, so take care of the rest. Oh, and I'll bring back some souvenirs, so look forward to that.
I don't need any souvenirs. What I need is for you to take responsibility as a father. Your mother is terrible too. Cancelling on her own granddaughter's wedding at the last minute?
My mom doesn't care about the wedding of her ugly granddaughter.
Both of you are so heartless. Fine then. Don't bother coming back.
Why are you so mad? I never attended any of Aurora's events. I skipped her school entrance ceremonies and graduations. I've stayed out of it all these years, haven't I?
Yeah, you've always been indifferent to her.
It's not that important, right? Entrance ceremonies and graduations are just formalities.
Formalities? Do you even remember how excited Aurora was for you to come to her elementary school entrance ceremony? She was so proud of her new backpack and kept asking, "Is Dad coming too?" And you coldly said you couldn't make it because you were too busy with work.
Having her mother there was enough, wasn't it?
It wasn't just that. The same thing happened at her graduation. She gave a speech as the class representative at her middle school graduation, and again, you didn't show up. Do you know how disappointed she was, saying she wanted her dad to see it?
I could have just heard about the speech afterward.
What mattered was that you were there at that moment, watching her. To Aurora, it was important for you to be there with her.
Honestly, hearing a speech isn't exactly exciting anyway.
You're such a terrible father. You're completely indifferent to your own daughter. The wedding was your chance to make up for all those past mistakes. But once again, you're completely uninterested. I'm truly disappointed.
A wedding is just another ceremony, right? It'll go on without me, and it's no big deal at this point.
But this time, I really wanted you to attend. Honestly, I thought it was only natural that you would. What am I supposed to tell Aurora?
Just tell her we're on a trip. Besides, Aurora probably won't care that I'm not there, will she? We've never been that close anyway.
That's not the point. What do you think her fiancé's parents will think when they find out the bride's father cancelled at the last minute? They'll think her family is irresponsible, and it might even hurt Aurora's reputation. Please don't drag her down.
That ugly girl's reputation can't get any worse. Well, when I get back, I'll at least take a look at the wedding photos. You'll have to handle everything.
Looking forward to coming back home.
Huh?
Just don't blame me when you come back and regret it.
What are you talking about? Doesn't make any sense. Oh, time for our flight. I got to go. See ya. Man, the trip to Paris with Mom was amazing. She was so happy. And I'm really glad I got to do something nice for her. We just landed at the airport, so I should be home around 7 p.m. I'm starving, so make sure to cook something hearty for dinner.
Hey, glad to hear you enjoyed your trip.
Yeah, I took tons of pictures. And I bought a lot of souvenirs, so get ready for them.
I don't want them.
Huh?
Actually, you don't have a home to come back to anymore.
What are you talking about? Are you still mad about me skipping the wedding? Come on, don't be like that. I'll be home soon.
I told you there's no home for you to return to. I've already moved out.
Wait. Moved out?
The apartment we lived in, I sold it. I moved all your stuff to your mother's house. Since I couldn't get inside, I left it at the front door. It hasn't rained these past few days, so your stuff should still be in decent shape even though it's been outside.
Wait a minute. Why would you sell the house without telling me? It was our home.
The apartment was bought with my inheritance from my parents. So it's mine, not yours.
You can't just do things like that behind my back. What am I supposed to do now?
Why don't you live with your mother? You two get along well enough to go on trips together.
No way, I can't do that. You know how run down my mom's house is. The wallpaper's peeling, it leaks everywhere. Mom might be used to it, but I don't want to live in a place like that.
Then why don't you buy a house for them someday? Oh wait, with your income, that's impossible. You don't even have a steady job.
What about you? You've lost the house, so where are you planning to live now?
I'm going to live with Aurora and her husband. Right now, they're renting an apartment, but we've decided to pitch in together and build a house.
Then let me live there too.
No, you're not welcome. And besides, I'm divorcing you.
You've got to be kidding.
I wouldn't say something like this as a joke. Aurora wants to cut ties with you too. She's still holding a grudge over you for skipping the wedding.
Even Aurora's furious?
Breaking off ties means I won't be providing any financial support either. So let your mom know that too.
You can't do that. My mom's been relying on that money for over 15 years. She won't be able to survive without it.
Up until now, the money came from my earnings. But after the divorce, I have no obligation to keep sending anything. If you want to send her money, do it with your own income.
That's impossible. I can barely support myself with what I make.
Then work hard and find a job.
At my age, there's no way I can land a good job now.
That's why I told you to focus on job hunting earlier. But it's not my problem anymore. Good luck.
Hey, don't just end the conversation like that.
What? I'm at work right now.
I need a favor.
I'm busy. Can this wait?
I can't take it anymore.
What?
Please give me another chance.
What kind of nonsense are you talking about?
I'm not talking nonsense. I'm serious. I want to remarry you.
Remarry? You've got to be kidding. We're divorced. We're strangers now. We agreed on the division of assets and you were fine with it, weren't you?
The assets I got were barely anything.
That's because you wasted money and kept sending allowances, so there wasn't much left of our shared assets.
You're the one being unfair. Thanks to your inheritance, your pockets are much deeper than mine. Plus, you're earning, so you can keep growing your assets, right?
I can't do anything about it. My parents' inheritance isn't part of our shared assets. We even hired a lawyer to settle everything, so don't complain about it now.
Of course I'm going to complain. We can barely afford to eat.
But your mom has her pension, so you're not exactly starving, are you?
My mom has debts. And since we got back from Paris, her health has been declining. That's making everything even more expensive and difficult.
I knew about the debt, but... Your mom's health is bad now too?
She got a fever during the trip, but since neither of us speak French, we didn't go to the hospital. We were about to head back soon anyway, so I figured she'd get better with rest. But after we returned, her condition just kept getting worse, and she hasn't recovered.
Couldn't she have caught something?
But France is a developed country. It's hard to believe she got sick from the food or water.
Maybe she caught something from another person. Airports are filled with people from all over the world. So it wouldn't be surprising if she got infected by some virus.
What am I supposed to do? I need to earn money for living expenses, so I don't have time to take care of her.
Even so, she's your mother. Your dad's not around anymore, so you're the only one who can take care of her.
I'm telling you, I can't do that. I'm already working 2 part-time jobs. I'm not asking you to take me back, just help me out a little, please. Can't you ask Aurora too? All 3 of you are working, so you must have some breathing room, right?
There's no way we're helping you. Aurora says she doesn't have a father anymore. She's completely cut you off.
I'm sorry for bailing on the wedding. I really am.
Let's just stop contacting each other after today.
Please don't say that. I'm scared. I feel like I'm going to cry.
Don't cry over something like that. Your life still has a long way to go. The real hardships are probably just beginning.
Wait, don't abandon me.
I'm busy, so excuse me. You should live with the regret of not cherishing your family. My former mother-in-law's health continued to decline, and she had to be hospitalized. Because of that, my ex-husband had to work from morning until night to cover the hospital costs. Visiting her in the hospital during breaks, leading to an exhausting lifestyle. Eventually, he even fell ill himself. And after cutting back on his part-time jobs, his financial situation worsened. It's easy to imagine how miserable things must be, but I have no intention of helping him. I have not a shred of love left for him, and he's just a complete stranger to me now. As for me, I'm living happily with Aurora and her husband in the house we built together. And recently, we found out Aurora is pregnant, so soon we'll be a family of 4. I'm so glad my daughter found a wonderful partner. The complete opposite of my ex-husband.